Good morning, everybody. Let me look at the clock. Oh, yeah, it's still morning. I got up kind of late today, so I'm just monkeying around with the lighting in here, trying to get things figured out. But anyways, blessed day to you. I love you all very much. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Those of you that get to spend it with your family, enjoy it. We're coming into times where these things are going to be far and few between, and pretty soon probably non-existent. So starting with that, it's just something that Father put on my heart a couple of days ago, but as some of you know, I've regained the matrix position of having a job again, which is a really good blessing, actually. But anyway, so I've been working and haven't had as much free time as I used to have. So I'm just going to get right to it. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I've got some little notes here, so that's what I'm doing as I'm looking at my notes, just so you know when I look down, which you probably already know that I do this, because this is how it works for me. Okay, something has occurred in the last probably week. It's been brought to my attention that it's occurred. It's been going on for a long time, part of my own personal journey and ascension. And I just couldn't put my finger on it. There wasn't a description for it. I didn't even have a knowing of it. I just knew something changed. Something was different in the way that I operated, the way that I was viewing the world with both my spiritual and my physical eyes. My interactions were changing. Just something was going on, and I was very grateful for it because it felt benevolent and good and powerful, but didn't really get it. Well, as you know, I'm a writer and a scribe and a storyteller. This is one of the things Father has gifted me with, and he finally did give me a little bit of a word picture to describe this level of his perspective, his love, the very ethereal frequency that he is. And so I'm going to share that with you today, and hopefully it'll mean something to you. It meant a lot to me. It helped give me an idea of what was going on in my heart and why things feel the way they do. And what I put down in my notes is a rainbow light belt, is what I kind of called it. Okay, this is the description of the rainbow light belt. This is our connection to our Creator, our Father, and our higher self, and all of the benevolence that we're involved with. It explodes and grows with Father's signature going out of it. And it comes back in again. I'm going to a lot. I apologize for that. Bigger and more expansive each time. Okay, so this is what I saw was this is our connection. You know, we have the cross. This connection is the one that we want. This is the linear, matrix connection. All right, so this is our connection to Father, and it's this beautiful, God particle enlightened connection that we have. And the way that I saw it was this beautiful, like a belt, a tether if you would, and it's filled with bright crystalline light, and it's completely connected, and it's beautiful, and it extends from the base of our chakras up through the middle all the way to Father, and then we pour all of our love, which is his love that he gave to us, that he embedded in us, to him, and it comes back, circles all the way around through Gaia, Mother God, back up through our connection to her, and back into our heart, sacred heart center. And then we add our own, once again, divine given love that Father's given us, that we have become individuated as our own, because that's how he made us. Never ever separate, always connected, but individuated particles and parts of our Father, absolutely. Unique, but yet fully connected. It's the most mind-blowing thing there is. It's the best way I can verbalize it. So this is what I saw. And see, this is a beautiful process, and a lot of us understand this process. This is no news. But we have this process now, and it just explodes and gets bigger with each engagement. And this is how we engage with all of the benevolence that we're able to access through these ascended and higher places that we're at. That I got that. I've been experiencing that for some time in profound ways. So that's what Father painted for me. But and this, forgive me if I got a little emotional in this, because you can see I'm already starting to tear up a little bit. And just ignore that. It's how my meat suit responds to the magnanimousness of this, if that's a word. But it has been very emotional. Deep in many directions. Low, high, pain, gratitude, all of it. Much exploration going on in my heart last couple of days. But I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure you can relate to the fact that since the day we were born on this ball of mud, which is supposed to be our mother and has been, usurped like everything else, that love thing hasn't worked out so good. And this was a picture that Father gave me to help me to understand what had just transpired in me, what had just shifted, and the thing that I've gotten a hold of in a very profound way. That what I just described to you, that connection that we have to Father. Then we're born into this world, and immediately, as soon as we're put into this flesh, we get the beginnings of what programs us to learn. Remember I told you about this? Well, it also goes this way too. And this is a tether that goes from between, you know, soul to soul, flesh to flesh in this matrix. So we're immediately born. Those of us that are on mission, I'm talking to you, the star seeds, the appointed ones, the elect. If you're hearing this, if you're listening to me, you know who you are, because you've already, you know, Father's already used my voice to speak things to you like he's used all of our voices to speak to one another. I have handfuls of people that he's done the same with for me. We're all connected, of course. So if you're listening to this, that's you. Now, we're different than the other humans, as I call them on the planet. So when we're born, we already have this incredible connection from the ether, from our Father. We came here by choice and in agreement with Father's will, and to do this thing that we're doing now. So when we're born here, we're immediately in that connected space. But the first breath we take on this planet, if we begin this process or this process, you know, at the same time, this one's already intact. We begin this one, and immediately the matrix moves in to teach us what this one is about. So we push forward with everything that's divinely in us. Now, this is how I got a description of this thing that we do. This is what we do between each other, just in the flesh, just in the soul, but yet we're still connected to this. So it has an impact. Okay, so let me describe that. This is what I call the black belt with a thread of light going through it. This is Earth Matrix idea of the equivalent of that first tether, that first belt that I described to you, the rainbow belt. It's a law, that rainbow belt. The black sticky stuff becomes a part of this connection that we do this way. We're still doing this at the same time, one foot on each shore, but this one, we develop this immediately. We put it out and it comes back, and it has this dark residue on it. Our thread is still in there, Father's thread, because we're still doing this, right? This, okay? Okay, so our first connection, our birth mother, okay? We have that connection as soon as you're born. Then Dad, then friends, and then we find soulmates, significant others, and we fall in love. This is the Earth occurrence. This is what we do as the humans here, right? But something happens with this one. When it goes out, it doesn't operate like this one because it's a counterfeit. It hurts. And yeah, I'm going to get emotional again. It hurts. We get that right off the bat. So when it comes back to us, we still get some of the divinity from that other one because we're all divine, we're all connected, we're all Father's creations. All of this is Father's creations, whether it's been darkened or not. So we get that back, but with it comes this thing, and it hurts. It's like in E.T. Ouch. Ouch. He looks at it like, what the heck is that? So this comes back and it hurts, and you know, we're benevolent, divine, powerful beings. So we take it and we're like, that can't be right. Now see, we're doing this unconsciously. Very consciously actually, but unconscious in this meat suit. And so we do that thing again. We put ourselves back out there and we recognize that there's this darkness that comes back and it hurts. So the Matrix offers this to us and we accept it because it works, and we start to develop a restrictor to remove most of the goo. Oh, and then it feels better. So we put something on our heart that goes this way. So as we pull that tether back in, we scrape off as much of that as we can. It's called fear of rejection. Fear of the pain that's coming back to us as we extend. But that restrictor can only take so much of it off, coming in and going out. So we end up giving back this thing that we don't understand and we don't want, and receiving it anyway. But we do this thing where we try to reduce as much of it as we can. And this is Matrix Earth human love. This is this thing that we do here. And as we grow and we get more friends and more connections and we fall in love and we find these soulmates, we get further and further away from the original this, and we do this more and more. And now you and I are waking up out of this, and we're starting to see this dichotomy again and going, wait a minute. Now this, when we began, said, oh, what's this? It feels beautiful and perfect, but it gets interrupted. It doesn't work. as well as we'd like it to, this process that we're going through. Okay? All right, so we do this restriction, and then when we do it, we restrict and we control. We put a control on how we do this, and as opposed to it being this perfect, innocent, completely naked exchange where there's no control. There's nothing but sacred heart explosion. That's it, because it's the perfectly safe place. Well, we learn to do this. It's neither good nor bad. It's just what we do while we're here. And it does feel better, but it restricts the coming and going. The as above, so below. You are the kingdom. I am the kingdom within. The kingdom in this matrix. As above, so below. We tether. We're light bearers. This is a spiritual law. But it restricts. It feels better though. It appears that we can maneuver ourselves better. What does this come out like? And then Father's just downloading this to me right now. It comes out as dysfunction, addiction, negative, ugly personality traits. We become controlling. We become all kinds of things that only perpetuate this cycle here. Hello, that's what this lower little ego mind manifestation place is about, keeping this going. So that's what happens, but we don't see it. We don't understand the difference because we're benevolent, divine beings internally in our true sacred hearts. So we just keep doing this. And up until, you know, this ascension that we're going through now, this was more predominant and it just failed. But we're divine beings. We're here on a mission, so we just keep doing it. And we just keep getting hurt. And we just keep getting broken. Especially those of you, and you know who you are, that have very unusual and tender and vulnerable and naked hearts. It's a very difficult thing to have to process through. Well, I just crossed over into something, and this is this thing that Father is describing to me. Okay, so that law, that's a law. It doesn't matter how we do it, this way or this way. As above, so below, kingdom in this place. You're the kingdom, I'm the kingdom, and we are tethered to this place. That's how this is working. That's how this big, beautiful thing is taking place. We become afraid to live the way we were designed to live and bring here because it hurts. It breaks the law. It only feels like it. The law of love can never be broken. As star seeds, we have something different here on mission. So because of that, we get extra. We get extra. Let me see. I'm trying to find the rest of my notes. Okay. We get extra black goo. Okay. We get the extra black goo from the miscreated, the darker ones. Okay. I think I skipped a little piece there, but it doesn't matter because I had just basically took screenshots of my notes off my other phone. You know, all this high-tech stuff, this, you know, the setup that I have. Anyways, okay. There's something different about the elect. You, me, this fragment of people that are, you know, the humans that are here now to do this thing. Something that looks destructive, something in us, it looks destructive to them. They recognize it. The miscreated recognize this as soon as we come here. They recognize it right away. Now I know what little part of my notes I left out. It seems destructive to them. For the light came into the world, but the darkness did not comprehend it. And that's in John. Those are Yeshua's words. The light came into the world, but the darkness didn't recognize it. But they did notice something was different. And they realized it was different from what they are because they're miscreated. Forgive them, Father. They know not what they do. They have an absence of the understanding of Father. So immediately, since they sensed this in those divine ones that came here on mission, they really connect these tethers in a way with extra of that black darkness that comes along with our attempt to love one another. So I'm talking about you. You know your life has been a cluster F-U-C-K since the day you stepped foot out of your mama's womb, right? Your whole childhood, everything. It's just been like an oppression from day one, okay? That's why you can see people, somebody living right next to you, and they don't have that. That's because the matrix and the ego mind manifestations in this place recognize them as being one of their own. They just set them up enough to be a good battery. But when you and I, the elect, the chosen ones, the ones that Christ has chosen to do this, when we get recognized, when they see us, they know something's different. All they know is we look destructive to them, and they add extra. There's a suppression that's put forward there. So now what? Okay, so now what? I cut the black belt. That's what happened. Christ in me cut that black belt. That's exactly what happened. Now I'm drawing and sending only in my God belt, my divine. This is the only place that I'm giving and drawing. But something incredible happened. Pulling all in, around, and back and out of my own father-child rainbow band. Boom. Okay, so what happened, and this was the help with some archangels, some benevolents that have been assisting me. They're here to assist us all. All you need to do is give them your sovereign permission. Just open your heart center and say, benevolence, angelic beings that are here all around us to help. I'm telling you, I am giving you my permission. Come in and assist me. And oh, they will. And you will, boom, 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 things will take place. Well, in that process, that's what happened. I actually had angelic assistance. That belt was cut and I didn't know it. So now this is no longer occurring. You know what's occurring? This is what's occurring, and it is magnificent. It is liberating, freeing, and it works. This is Father's perspective. Unconditional love, zero account, no judgment, seeing everything as his own, beautiful and perfected. Non-linear, no time. Everything that's occurring, doesn't matter how ugly it looks to our human eyes, Father sees it one way. One way, and that's in the law of all, and the law of one, and the law of love. It's not in this flesh. We can't even do it. But this is something that's happening. It's a new weapon. I promise you, it's an actual weapon. I was told this verbatim. It's a weapon. This is the way I visualize it. It happened without me knowing it, this way. So I asked Father to help me explain, first to myself, and now I'm sharing it with you. This is a thing. It's a real thing. It was a visual tool created within me. I didn't even know it. But now that it's created, you get to use it. Everybody does. Nothing is just for you or me. We're all divinely connected. This flows into us, through us, and out of us. This is how this works. It's beautiful and very unfathomable, but it's awesome. So that's how it works. Okay? How do you cut it? You don't. That's the thing. But you do, because we're all connected. I know, hard to wrap your head around this. You don't. Ask Archangel Michael, and I kid you not, specifically him, to cut it, and he will. Let me get to my other notes. He is the master of this tool. If you've read anything about him or received any of your own personal downloads, all of the angelic realm is written right here anyway, because we are connected divinely, perfectly to it. If you know anything about Archangel Michael, he has a sword-wielding capability. He's actually the beginning of this sword, a capability. That's why there's many, writings and allegories and suggestions that he and Yeshua are actually the same. We're all the same, and we're not. It's all, like I said, very hard to wrap your head around. But that's Father for you. But he is definitely the oversoul of Yeshua. And if you don't know what oversoul is, go within. Everything's in here. Go within. Ask for that benevolent assistance. You'll get everything you need, I promise you. So Archangel Michael actually has this. This is a new tool that he brought forward, is to assist all of us in this ascended process. It's beautiful and incredible and wonderful. So you ask for it. Ask for it. Now see, once again, I'm like, Father, what's going on? He walks me through things. He helps me to understand them. And then he says, now get your little butt out there and share it with your brothers and sisters. And that's what I'm doing. Okay, let me blow this up a little bit so I can read it better. Okay. He will. He's a master of this rainbow God light. By the way, little note out to you, shout out. Hey, Michael, my love. I know that you hear me right now. This is now another task that you get to do for us, and I know that you're very excited to do it, and it's beautiful. Thank you, and I love you, my dear one. I love you so much, and you know who you are because you're actually watching and listening to me right now. All you have to do is ask. That's it. As a benevolent one, as an appointed one, one that Christ, the Spirit of Father, connected to you, which is what Christ is, his only born and begotten Son, chose you. You didn't choose him. That's why we don't have any choice in this. That's why we don't have freedom of will, if you will, because we were chosen. Okay? He chose you, and now this is what you get to do. Okay? All you have to do is ask. He won't do it, though. He will not give you this tool unless you do, because of sovereignty. Absolutely spiritual law. So you must ask. The angels can never cross your sovereignty. They won't. They're in service and in great love for you. They will not cross your sovereignty. And guess what? That fear, that restriction, that thing that we built when we were first born because it felt better. And I'm telling you, sweethearts, let me just reach out to you right now with my heart to yours. I don't know about you, but this has been the most difficult bridge for me to cross. And you know why? It's nothing horrible. It's actually really, really beautiful. Because your heart, if you're hearing me right now, and I don't care if there's one of you or 5,000, it doesn't matter to me, because I know why I'm here. But if you're hearing me right now, it's because of that beautiful sacred heart that you have. It's why you were chosen. You're a specific dream of Father's. He has you in a place where you have this kind of tender, easily beat up heart, and you just keep throwing it out there, and you've been doing it for years. Only to feel like it's pointless and there's something wrong with you. You hear voices of condemnation, and then when you try to gird up and protect yourself, because see, we're not designed to protect ourselves. We're already protected. So when you're not designed to protect yourself, you try to do that because this hurts and you want to do your job and you can't do it with a broken heart, and it's this big circle, and it just, if you're a dessert dish, once again, go back and watch the dessert dish video. You'll understand this because this speaks to a specific group of chosen people. No better than any other of the chosen elect, just a specific one. And we are all individuated with different tools, just like the whole body. The toe cell works along with the brain cell and a toe cell, right? Wouldn't work if they switched places. It's still all connected. That's how this works. So if you're hearing this, the fact that you are able to be in this place right now listening to me, possibly shedding tears of your own because you're so tired. I was tired. God, I've been tired. I finally put the last thing Father gave to me to bring to this matrix in my matrix exchange with all of my family members. I finally put the last thing I've been carrying for 38 plus years on the table, and I gave it away the way it was supposed to. And then I was like, now what, Father? I just feel like a broken mess, and He has walked me through all of this, and it has been so beautiful. And this shift is amazing because now all of you and myself and Father are on this one track. I'm not doing this anymore. I finally see as Father sees. And we all have this ability because we are Him. What did Yeshua say? If you see me, you've seen my Father. Is this thing on? Did you hear that? Do you understand that's the key to this magnificence? So if this is something that resonates with you, if that's the place that you're at, ask. This new tool has been provided for those, and you know who you are. You're a specific chosen starseed type, and you know who you are. And Father will get my voice to you if He's using me to speak to you. If not, there's another one out there with the same message. This is nothing new. It's nothing new under the sun. This is just me pulling in Father's explosion into my own explosion, adding my explosion to it, and sending it out to you. And then guess what? I'm going to do it again, and I'm just staying on that track. This is no longer a thing. True death to this place. Only life. Oh, that's cool. It's the serpent sign. That's not an accident. Okay. And guess what? That fear, that restriction will be gone. It happened to me before I had a description of it. It is beautiful. The black goo gets transmuted automatically just because of who you are. You are Father. And Father is you. You are that I am that I am. Christ in you, Christ in me. And mine and my Father's, we are one truth, all of us. Love. This love is the love we're taught, and we get it all effed up. This is the truth about the actual love, the essence of everything. It does what it is supposed to do, and has and will eternally do, and always has done. Saturates, expands, creates more of itself. This is who we really are. So as that explosion of Father comes in, well, actually it goes this way, in through Mother, because Mother, Father, divine connection, that's also being balanced right now as we speak. That divine connection, it comes through both, divine Mother, divine Father, then the creation. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, Trinity. Fibonacci numbers, 369. It's all connected, all of it. It's all amazing and incredible. Okay, that it comes in through your red chakra and up through your entire chakra system. And as it comes into you, your divinity explodes it, expands it, and then sends it back to Father. He does the same, and we just keep doing. The idea is to get that angelic assistance to cut this. Because you see this? Watch me wipe these away. Every tear will be wiped away. That's what's occurring. And those came from me still feeling, because I'm still me, just the way Father made me. And it's beautiful and it's good, and no longer is this going to cause that. It is the most incredible, liberating, freeing, beautiful thing. And, you know, I could be speaking to people that already got this. If I am, great, awesome, beautiful, so happy, I'm glad. Let's do this thing together then. If not, then understand that this is an actual thing. Michael's waiting for this beautiful, benevolent, love-filled sword. It's not a sword of destruction. It's a sword of freedom. All you have to do is ask. And this thing that we created will be cut. And it doesn't stop what we're here to do. We're still totally reaching out for the people, the humans here that we are raising their frequency to. We're still completely reaching out to them. The only thing is this plan that was handed to us, that worked for a season, made us feel better for a season, but was a lie, was a tiny ego mind manifestation. Done. Now it is just this. So pull every connection you have, every single one, up through into your sacred heart center, through to Father. And we're just going to keep doing that. He explodes, comes back in, we explode, and then it comes back up, and it's just going to keep going until, guess what? It will reach as far as there is, which really isn't even a distance, because that's a linear, and we're not linear. That's time. There is no time. We are in the now. Love just is. So I don't know if that helps you, but just explaining it to you has helped me once again. And this is beautiful. I love you all so much. Have the most blessed Thanksgiving Day of all, because this is a moment to realize what really Thanksgiving is about. And we're bringing it here. I love you all. I will come to you again as soon as Father puts something on my heart. Blessings to you. Love to you. Namaste.